Ordering and comparing decimals. If we want to compare the value of more than two decimals, we can order them. The first step is to line the numbers up in a column where we make sure to line up the decimals. So you can line them all up, doesn't matter the order, but the decimals have to line up. That's what's important. See how we have like a straight line here where all the decimals are on that one line? That means we did it right. All right, here are all the numbers. I think they're arranged slightly differently. It's fine. Now that they're all lined up with their decimal points in a line, fill in the missing zeros so that each number has the same number of digits. So, for example, this is 3. We're missing a leading 0 here. We're missing 2 here. All right, so now they all have 6 digits. Next, we're going to compare the numbers by comparing each digit from left to right. Rearrange the numbers so that the smallest number is at the top. All right, so we have two numbers here that both start with 0, so let's move them up. We'll move this one down. Which one's bigger? Well, they're the same until here. 0 is smaller than 7, so these are in the correct order right now. All right, now we have these two. This one is smaller than that one, so I'm going to do that, and that. Let's see. So 085,007. This one is slightly bigger than that one. Then we have the 910, 911. So this is definitely the largest one. Then here we have 0.800, 0.801. So this one is slightly larger than that one. And we're done. Why is this one the smallest number? Well, it's because it starts with a 0, so it's definitely less than any of these numbers that start with a 9 in the same hundredths place. Then you can see that in the tenths, or in the hundredths place here, it's less than that one. So this one's a little bit less than that number. What digit tells us that this is the largest number? Right there. So here's 910, 910, 911. So this number right here in the 1 spot makes it very clear that this is the largest number of the bunch. Rearrange the numbers from least to greatest. All right, I'm going to line them up by decimal points, and you can see that that one doesn't even have a decimal point. What that means is that there's actually a decimal point right here. So whenever you see a regular number without a decimal point, that just means that there's zeros to the right of the decimal point. So you can just put that decimal point in. Same with this one. So here we also have the decimal point there. So now we have a decimal point we can line up with these other numbers. All right. And then we want to put our line through to make sure we did the alignment correctly. Let's see. All right. There we go. So now fill in the missing zeros. Okay. And then to the right, we need 3 digits. Okay. So let's see. The largest number is definitely 15. So that's the only number that has a 1 in the tens spot. So I'm going to erase those and move the 15 all the way over here to the right. What's the smallest number? That's just 0, right? This has a 0 in every single column, which means definitely the smallest number. It's nothing. And there are no negative numbers, so 0 must be the smallest. All right, now we have 0, 0, zeros. In this column, we have a 1, which means this is the next largest number. Erase those. Here, we have 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, and 1. So this number is larger than that number. And there you have it. And here are the original numbers. And here they are in order from least to greatest. Rearrange the numbers from greatest to least. All right, the first step is to line up the decimals. and fill in our missing zeros. So I'm going to use my line here just to make sure I line them all up nicely. Okay, looks good. So now any missing zeros, we have 3 digits here, so we need a third. We have 3, we need a third. There we go. All right, so in the ones place, we have all zeros. They're the same. So we move on to the tenths. Here, the largest number is this 7. So since we're arranging from greatest to least, I move this over here. Now we have in the tenths spot a 6. So this one's going to go here. All right. Now we have all zeros, so we move to the next column. The largest number here is an 8. So I'm just going to get rid of that. And that one. That's going to go here. Now of these two numbers, we have a 0 and a 7. Therefore, this one is larger. And there we have it. Here are the numbers ordered from greatest to least. When comparing numbers with decimals, you need to line up the decimal points, put zeros in wherever digits are missing, compare the digits from left to right, and the largest digit having the same place value names the largest number. Let's compare 0.045 and 0.21. First, we line up the decimal points. Then we put zeros in columns that are missing digits. So we have 3 digits to the right of the decimal here and only 2 in this number. So we're going to go ahead and add a 0 right here so that there's the same number of digits in both numbers. Then we're going to compare the digits from left to right. So if we start here, they both have a 0. So we move on. Here, there's a 0 and a 2. So therefore, this number is larger than that number. The largest digit having the same place value names the largest number. Since 2 is greater than 0, this number is greater than that number. Which symbol do we need to write between the two numbers? Boom. It is greater than that one. 0.21 is greater than 0.045. Or you could read this as 0.045 is less than 0.21. And here you can see the less than sign was added. Let's compare these two numbers. First, we're going to line up the decimal points. So we have 0.36, 0.312. All right, then we're going to put zeros where there's any missing digits. I'm going to make this decimal a little bigger. All right, so this one has 3 numbers, this has 2, so we're going to add a 0 here. Next, compare the digits from left to right. Those are the same, move on. Those are the same, move on. 6 is bigger than 1, therefore this number is larger than that one. And there you go. 0.36 is greater than 0.312. And here is the answer. Let's compare 0.009 and 0.02. All right, so I'm just going to take this number and put it underneath this one. All right, so we lined up the decimals. We have to add a 0 here. Now we compare. Actually, I also have to add a 0 here. All right, 0 and 0, move on. 0 and 0, move on. Look, 2 and 0. That means this number is larger than that one. 0.009 is less than 0.02. And there is the answer.